Hey guys, it's Jenny Wolek with Wolek Real Estate Group in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Keller Williams Advantage. I am so excited to introduce you to my friend Jess Starr, if you don't already know her. Jessica, hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am great, and why don't you tell everyone where you're from, what your production has looked like over the last year, and what your team looks like right now?
Sure. I am Jess Starr from Connecticut, Keller Williams, Greater Hartford. We cover a majority of the state because we are actually broken up into regional territories within the state. And so if we don't cover it, call us for anything, 860-690-0679. And if we don't cover it, we're going to send you to the best person that does cover it. But we like to have people that really know the area and the niche so they can tell you where to go to the doctor and get your hair cut and all those fun things and be your resource. So pretty good. And we also cover Lower Massachusetts too. There's a bunch of us licensed there, but there's about 14 members of our team. And yeah, so we do all right. Pretty exciting.
You're being slightly humble in that you dominate the state of Connecticut. And how did your numbers end up last year?
So we actually had a down year last year. We were like 35 million. We did 40, just shy of 45 million the year before, but it was the first year we had some team turnover, and I had my longest team members were like 8 years. Then there was like 3 or 4 year, so it was kind of tough. I wallowed a little bit, and then we obviously rallied and came back. So I'm really excited for this year because we have a new team of professionals that are just rock stars. They're so outstanding. Seeing what they're doing already, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I did this in my first couple of years in business. So they're amazing.
Well, thank you for leading right into that for me, because the main reason you're amazing at lots and lots of things in the real estate world, for sure. The one thing I am picking out for you to touch on today is your amazing skills at scripts.
Yes, it's kind of my jam.
It is your jam. And as I was thinking about it, everything we do in this business are scripts, and you talked about your agents. And so why don't you first touch on being a great leader? I mean, they are great agents already because you are a great leader. And how do you start your day with them? Let's just go into that.
So I have been starting my day to really get them on the right foot. I was scripting with 5, they always tell you to get a script partner every day. So you don't practice on your clients, you practice with your peers, right? And so I've had people throughout the country as script partners. I've had them for listings and profit share and expireds and all sorts of things. Mm-hmm. And I would do one a day. And then all of a sudden I realized my team really needs me. So, and because some of them were newer, I started scripting with them. So I actually have had 5 script partners a day. My calls start at 6:30 in the morning. For 6 months, 5 months, something like that. So we really practice that. And then the other thing that I do with them, it's a 15-minute call per person. And then the other thing that I do with them is everybody's to text me a picture of their journal. We're really big on gratitude and affirmations and starting your day the right way. So by 8 o'clock every morning, anybody that wants to, nobody's mandated to do this, but we think it's really helpful. They text me a picture of their affirmations and their gratitude or their I am statements, and it really kickstarts their day. And a lot of times it's got what they're going to get done that day on it too, so their goals for the day.
Now, Jess, you said something here that I think a lot of agents, and I know I'm one of them, could have a limiting belief around, that you're starting your morning really early, and some might say, oh, well, she doesn't have kids to get ready or things to do around the house that early in the morning. What would you say to those people?
So it's all what you make of it. And I'm very lucky because my husband is actually a stay-at-home dad now. Business is very good. So we decided to make him CEO of the Starr household. So he's home. We work together, and it's nice that we get to have the mornings with the kids. And by the way, I get the kid excuse. I have 4. And so they're also little. They're 12, 10, 6, and 4. So they need a lot of time and attention, and we've kind of got some systems around it, but it's not always perfect. Mm-hmm. And they know when I'm on the phone, we're doing the script. So I'll start my day with the scripts 6:30 to 6:45, 6:45 to 7, 7 to 7:15. 45 minutes off so we can get those kids out the door. and happy. And my husband is the sweetest and makes them a warm breakfast every morning. So, and then we do one at 8 to 8:15 and 8:15 to 8:30. Then I'm on my calls.
So tell me, in your life, still as a real estate professional, you're still helping clients, right?
Yeah, so I'm still in sales. My goal, hopefully, is to start titrating myself or weaning myself off of it somewhat. So I have some great replacements that are here and are just like, they're going to crush anything I did. I know it because of their energy, and they're young and awesome. So my goal is to be out of production, hopefully, by May 1st.
Okay.
But yes, so I did 70 units of our 189.
Right. So here's what I'm getting to is a little over a year ago, we were in a cab together on a way to an event, and you were talking with an expired or for sale by owner, I don't remember who it was, and you were hardcore, and I just sat in awe of your skills. So of your favorite scripts,
Yep.
what is your really go-to, you crush it every time? And let's just role play it real quick.
Sure. You want to do an expired one, or you want to do a FISBO? We could do both. I don't care.
Well, let's do expired.
Okay. All right. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Hi, is this Jenny?
Yes.
Hey, Jenny. This is Jess Starr calling from Starr Realty Group at Keller Williams. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
That's great. Listen, I'm just giving you a buzz this morning because I'm sure you probably know by now, but your home has shown up in our expired listing service on the multiple listing. And I was just curious, when do you plan on hiring the right agent to get your home sold?
Well, we are keeping it off the market for a little while.
Oh, I can appreciate that. So tell me, when you were on the market, about how many showings did you have?
Well, it was the holidays, and so we, it wasn't our agent's fault. It was just that it was the time of year, and so we had about 4 showings.
Okay, and did you have any offers in those 4 showings?
No.
Okay, and so let me ask, if you had sold, where were you planning on going?
We were going to move to Florida.
I love Florida. I'm actually going to Disney myself this Monday, and I would want to get there sooner than later. Who likes this cold weather here in Connecticut?
Oh, I agree.
Right? So all things considered, if I could show you a way that we can make you the most amount of money in the least amount of time with the least amount of stress, would you be willing to still sell your home and get to Florida as soon as possible?
Well, we were going to wait a little bit longer before, to get in like with the rush in the spring.
Okay. So a couple things on that, and I don't know if your agent had the time to tell you this or not, but 2 things. One, inventory is very high in the spring because everybody thinks that that's when you're supposed to sell. And so what typically happens here in Connecticut is we usually see that competition gets pretty stiff. So if your home isn't perfectly staged, has all the updates it needs, or priced right, it actually is going to end up making less in the springtime than it would right now. And right now we actually have a lack of inventory. So buyers are like jumping at whatever comes on because there's nothing for them to pick from. So you might be missing a really key opportunity right now. And I know that it's probably tough for you to think about selling your home in the winter when, it's snowy or rainy even, and kind of miserable and gloomy out. But, right about now people are doing their taxes. And that's when they tend to get a little bit of extra money. And it's also when leases tend to be up.
I didn't even think about that.
Right. So, the other thing that we find is January and February tend to be the biggest relocation months of the year as well. So you could be missing all those potential buyers coming in right now to find that perfect house. And because inventory is so low, yours might just be it. So wow. I know. So I've got some time available on Thursday at 1, or would Friday at 4 work better for you guys?
Thursday would be great.
All right, great. And will all decision makers be home when I meet you?
Yeah, we'll be here.
Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my listing coordinator, Susan, send you over a copy of our marketing packet prior to us getting together. So it's going to come from her email. If you could have a list of all the improvements you've done ready and waiting from me, new furnace in 2015, whatever it may be, and we can modify it as needed. Also, before I get there, she's going to send you a copy of the disclosures for you to fill out as well to save us a little bit of time and save you time, because I'm sure time is everything to you, right?
Yeah, it's valuable.
Great. Okay, so I will plan on seeing you on Thursday. If you have any questions beforehand, you'll have all my contact info in that email, and we'll get you to Florida sooner than you think.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, Jess, it sounds like you have used that a few times.
I might have.
You are a master at that script, and it just sounds so natural. Now, have you ever had agents or even team members, they say that that script doesn't sound like me? Because everything that just came out of your mouth was so natural, although we know it started out as not being that way.
Well, so the thing is, most of my scripts I've pirated and slightly modified from Bold. And the scripts in Bold are outstanding. And sometimes, you'll hear me say, I'm going to give you a buzz instead of may I call you at. Right. But it makes me more relatable. And people here tend to think of me like the girl next door. And so I want to talk to them that way. Yeah. So you internalize the scripts and you know your favorite lines that you use. And people will say it, but the more that my team members practice with me, it just flows. So it's the more practice, the magic starts to happen. And these guys are setting expired appointments like nobody's business. So it's pretty outstanding. And some of these people have been super, super frustrated. I had somebody I called last week, you would laugh. And he's like, this is a great line for all of you to use. It was my favorite. So I call him and he goes, oh, you're like the fourth agent that's called me today. And everybody gets scared of that, right? And I go, oh my God, congratulations. He goes, what? I said, well, there's 4 agents working in the state of Connecticut today. It's a shame there's 4,000 of us. And he goes, oh my God. And I go, I know, right? So here's the thing. And then we go into the script and he goes, I've talked to everybody, Jess, but you're the only one I want to invite over. Yeah. And I was like, it's a good thing because I was relatable to him. And it was a relationship with the agent that he had known they helped buy the house. Her husband built it. But it wasn't moving. He's like, yeah, I think it's time of year. She says, it's the market. And I said, well, it's funny because we just sold your neighbor's house down the street so
right.
It's different, and it depends on how you listen to their conversations too.
Right.
And you just internalize it.
Yeah. It's being real and being you.
Yeah.
Touch on really quick. You are also amazing at bringing people to our awesome company.
Oh, yeah.
So that is also what started out as a script and probably comes from your heart, and it's something you're passionate about. So share with everyone over the years how you've grown your wealth. You've been building wealth for you and your family for the future.
So Profit Share is amazing, and if you guys can, please join the Profit Share Mastermind -KW on Facebook. I started that group, and Aaron Kaufman post a ton in it, and he gets a ton from it. I actually don't get anything from it. I did it to come from contribution, and I really wanted to inspire people to help change other people's lives, because I know me coming to KW changed my life. I was missing birthday parties and friends events and all sorts of stuff, and that just wasn't cool by me. And I looked at the makeup of my old office, and it was a lot of divorcees and a lot of stuff that just didn't resonate with me. And KW, being God, family, and business, meant so much. So when I came, my business went up 114%. And I had a traumatic incident where my husband actually fell 16 feet out of a firehouse ceiling and broke his back just 6 months after we were here. I found out the day before I was pregnant with our third. So I like to tell everybody the story because it's coming from contribution too. When I was in the hospital, I got a phone call from RTL. And he literally said, hey, Jess, I don't know what's going on. I saw you check in on Facebook because I'm a big Facebooker. And I know something bad has happened. I just want you to answer your phone in a half hour when I call. And I said, okay. And so he called, I picked up, and he said, listen, your meals are covered Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the next month. You're going to leave every file you have on your desk. You don't owe us anything. We're going to cover whatever you need. The mortgage guys will be by to mow your lawns on Friday. If you need anything else, we're here. We're your family. I was so overwhelmed and so completely grateful that that's what I try to do for other people in our office too. And I make it a point to tell everybody I meet with agent-wise that that's the kind of culture. It's not like, hey, we give you a lasagna because your parent died. Like, we had this fundraiser because your dad had to be flown out to the Cleveland Clinic, and we hoped that it would help with some of the flights. It's, these are the things you tell those stories. And sometimes people want to have a connection and find the culture, because they just feel kind of lost or uncared for. Everybody wants to know you care. So when I come from contribution and when I set an appointment with an amazing agent, I literally sit down with them and I just say, hey, what things are you struggling with right now? I actually don't even really talk about Keller Williams. What I do is I talk about my experience with them and how it's helped me to really become the agent that I have been. That year, my business went up 114% and has doubled year over year since. And I've had another baby in between. So, you know, it's really, really outstanding. And it chokes me up. And, you know, you've spoken on panels with me. I get super choked up and overwhelmed about it. But finding what somebody is missing in their life, finding their need, and then fulfilling it with either a system that we have at KW, the culture, the training, the education. People like to feel like they're a part of a group too. And that's the biggest thing. So I'll sit down with them and I'll hear them say, oh, God, this tax thing, X, Y, and Z, I didn't pay this. Or, you know, I'm really stressed. And I say, oh my God, have you seen the MREA chart of accounts? Let me show you. It's my favorite page. And I give them a copy of the book. And then I just stay in relationship with them and follow up. I meet with them and show them how to time block when their families are all over the place. I met with an agent from Coldwell Banker, and she and her husband, he started a small business. And he was all over the place, like with scheduling, getting back to clients. He didn't know how to do it. So she said, Jess, you know, I know we're at different companies and I know it seems so random, but somebody said you're really good at time blocking. Would you go to lunch with my husband and I? And I was like, okay, sure, because I like helping people. And I hope one day that she sees the value in KW and comes too, but that's not why I did it. I think the more people you can help, the more you'll get in return, and it'll show up some way. Mine luckily has shown up in my profit share, but you know, it's a nice gift every single month. So, and now I can will it to my kids in a trust that'll keep on going.
Yeah. So real quick, share with everyone how much you have got to make this year.
So we'll clear over $30,000 this year. I'm at over $100,000 in lifetime profit share.
Awesome.
I only started earning profit share because honestly, I didn't really care about it. That wasn't the reason I came. And even when I brought people, we weren't profitable at the time. Now we happen to be one of the most profitable market centers. But I want to say since 2012 or 13 was when I first started earning profit share, and I've earned well over 100,000. Wow. So the good thing is our cap is kind of high here, but we have a cap that's 30,000 here in Connecticut, and I now get paid to work at Keller Williams. So that's a great feeling.
Wow. Well, you are such a class act, and I always learn something when I am around you. And
I love you, Jenny.
Oh, well, I look forward to seeing you very, very soon, and give everyone your contact info in case they have a referral for you.
Oh, sure. So the best contact info, find me on Facebook if you want. It's Jessica C. Starr. I'm friends with Jenny. You can find me through there or in the Profit Share Mastermind. The best email, super easy email, is Starr, STARR, Realty, REALTY, group @gmail.com. And my cell is 860-690-0679. Also, our website, starrealtygroup.com. Super simple.
You were amazing, and I appreciate you so much. And thanks for sharing with everyone your agent success secrets.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate you.
Well, I will see you real soon. Bye, everyone. See you later. Bye.